habits that you need to break yourself from if you want to speculate. Let's get right back to
Now, if we take a look
ineffective
at, like I said,
speculators.
his name
Other thing they do, they buy cheap stuff. I'm back,
Why is that?
and I got 5 more bad habits that you need to break yourself from if you want to speculate like a pro. Let's get right back to ineffective speculators. Other thing they do, they buy cheap stocks because they assume every
old cliche is that if you don't
natural
learn
gas,
how,
those are not
you're
specific, right?
bound
You're not
to
just saying
repeat it.
those are
Let
natural
me
resources.
take you back
So
a
with
little
everybody,
bit.
and you now have the Bank of
Essentially
Japan,
between
England, America,
1914
Chinese
and
apparently
1920, we
loosening
had
up
bank
everybody
deposits
is
doubled
now
the size.
loosening the
So
money
we had
supply, printing money.
relatively
Hi, I'm Max
monetary
Kaiser. This is the
policy
Kaiser Report.
throughout the First
Jim,
World
how
War.
do you?
We also had a relatively low discount
China using economic data as well.
interest rate where banks borrowed from the federal government. It was a lot more
If the world
important
is
back to
better,
the
shortages of nearly all commodities developing and I'm going to make money in the commodities. If the economy does get better, we can print a lot more money, place the needs, and we'll have
I was just saying, I told you this has been happening for weeks, and all we do is search stuff online. And we use several different search engines, but start paging stuff just process those. And if someone in the world is watching us, right, we hope technically watching us, learning that they're going to listen and see our searches, document saying they're killing us. Of course they can't have me on air dominating.
Iran,
And I'm dominating all of the web now. We're being censored everywhere.
everything in the world probably
I
go
have
down for a while,
confirmed,
except
and people
maybe the US dollar will go up initially, but probably everything would be hit in the shock that made it worse. So I own gold. I'm not selling my gold.
The crash of Lehman Brothers. It was a discussion on my side of the former chancellor.
And what the Fed is doing is simply guaranteeing that the disease that is
Most
afflicting us is
people
going to kill
don't
us.
understand
The
problems.
0% interest rates prevent.
And perhaps you know Venus Project, you know the Revolt Charter organization, you know perhaps the books and the stories of Gene Roddenberry, Star Trek, where we live in a world without money. I can tell you it is possible. But the problem we are facing is how can we get there? And all that we have to know is it happens in our minds. We have to push the right switches and then we will find the path.
Okay guys, hello to my FM Signals info show. My name is still Damir Galch from good old Germany and you're welcome to another technical analysis and synthesis. Today with the loony US dollar Canada dollar, so analyze this stuff again, it's still yours. Okay, it's a very interesting technical situation and a short view. Here's the loony US dollar Canada dollar 5-minute charts, and the reason why I'm choosing this tonight, or at first, let me say it's Tuesday, 20th March 2012, of course, 1858 European time, Stuttgart, Europe, Zurich, for example, Brussels, or even 3058 in New York or Toronto, by the way. So yes, technical default, I've got my clocks back, but I'm still don't get any economic data here of my. So I want to give you a technical analysis synthesis without influence, without another influence, political, monetary or economic data, by the way. Okay, the reason why I'm choosing today the US dollar Canada dollar is simple, or are two basic facts in my opinion and pretty interesting. Here are the first, so let's zoom a little bit, yes, are the first, here the high and lows of last, here I've got the high and lows of last quarter, also October, November, December, and we see here the high lows last quarter 2012 or 11 excuse me, was yes, a very low or very short how do you say in English? Range, yes, trading range here between. We see here of the last quarter, not this year, so last quarter, and we see today or yesterday we've got this breakdown and buff side. So that's the reason in my ticker why I'm choosing this chart today, as I explored yes, our 78 cross rates and very unusual signals. So by the way, what means this for us? In my opinion, I'm thinking yes, it means simply the fact last quarter very low range, and here the traders or the market are trying to break out even on the buff, even on the long side or the short side. So that could be even an interesting figure or fact. And by the way, if we are looking at the actually weekly chart, we see here the high and the lows are above here, even of course above. So all in all, here we see the lows of last quarter, high lows, and here the actually weekly. So okay, so very interesting fact. And after and today or yesterday it was okay, many traders use this as an buy area, sell area, even to come back in the trading range even of the last quarter. But it could also be yes, an indication for a longer outback, even here above actually highs 90-68 or actually lows 98-60. So very interesting. And right here right now we are trading, yes, proudly at the middle of last quarter and this week. So yes, very interesting fact, by the way. Oh, I don't see it here. Come on. So okay, here it is, the middle. It's nearly the same down under. Oh, excuse me, got a little bit cliffhanger. It's 19:04 or 14:04 in New York, Toronto or Europe. So back on court. Okay, and that's the basic fact. Yeah, we heard here the signals, and here we are proudly trading at the middle, even middle of the high, middle of the last quarter and this week. So very interesting fact once again. Okay, but I've got of course also technical analysis, by the way. Here it looks also very great. Here we see the upside trend. Here, oops, come back. Here we see the upside trend. Here the two low area, the first, then the second, and the third one. So very interesting upside trend, and perhaps we can, or I would prefer the long side as this cross rate, by the way. Let me say yeah, at ahead or advanced. However, and yes, here we've got this basic upside trend, so I would prefer the long side. And even how big is your risk appetite, I would create a stop here at one of the three lines. Interesting, in my opinion, are also here the high on the low and the lows of last week, or even of the sideways trend. Yes, better, not of the last week, was wrong here. We see we've got higher and lower, or not, we've got lower prices, but the high of last week and the low of the sideways trend last week, end of the week. So, and we are still in it. So if we see it's a little bit larger picture, we see here the sideways trend and here this fails breakout. So in my opinion, one more reason to go long here. Yes, so all in all, I see more reasons to go long as short in this cross rate, even on technical basis. So here, once again, so here fails breakout to the downside, here, and perhaps we could, yes, of course, right here now buy the cross rate, but here will be, in my opinion, much better, or perhaps here and sell off on the second line will be, yes, a smooth, how to say in English, yes, a smooth catch, yes. Here perhaps one sellout above the support line here. So, and fall perhaps back here on 0.989 roundabout, of course, here will be very smooth. But wishful thinking, however, I would still go long at this price levels here. So even for a trade outside of the break on the above side, and perhaps new weekly highs this week until the end of the week. Okay, interesting in this context is, my opinion, again, this downside trend. Okay, here we've got the sideways trend. We can also create here this downside trend in the sideways trend, if you want. And we see here we've got yes, it was an how to say, an yes, buy off, if you want. Yes, and buy off. So as I said before, one reason again here that we perhaps could proudly fall back here perhaps to 0.8999 roundabout, and then would be, in my opinion, a smooth buy area to come back, and perhaps with more energy and more power to even for higher prices, yes, from a technical view. Okay, here are once again, here are the moving average to get, sometimes I use it to get a better feeling. And interesting in this case is that the moving average on the weekly side, we have traded or we touched it in the last 5 minutes as a starter video, as I was saying here, and it was certainly an how to say, support, yes, a support line, but in my opinion it would be technical, how do you say in English, healthfuler, yes, healthfuler, even that we get lower prices and then go back, and then we will have here also have a signal that the shorter one, even on daily basis, cross the weekly average. So that should give us even support to break, to go higher, even out of this sideways trend, and perhaps even new highs. That's the how do you say, 1, 2, 3 chess play. How if you yes, to give you an analogy. Yes. Okay. Yes, many traders ask me if or I'm using indicators. Yes, of course. Sometimes. Yes, yes, of course I'm using indicators here, like everybody else here on the MetaTrader. Indicators like moving average, strange index, oscillators, and so on. However, I'm choosing here 2 ones to show you, for example, the relative strange index and the El-Erian oscillator. I don't want to explain you what it means. I'm thinking you know it. But interesting, in my opinion, are here the relative strange index. Strength index, so no strange. Freud friends. Okay. However, the relative strength index here give us the support as the upside trend started here, in my opinion. Here, that's very interesting fact. So I'm trying to figure out all in charts, and if not, I'm trying to try to see more in the indicators, but basically